Welcome all. Karra has another lesson on healing, and this one is on harmonics. She's behind my shoulder and a member of Ashtar Command on a higher dimension stationed on Hades base. My name is Russ Hatfield, and I am her twin soul, and here is a little summary of what she teaches in this lesson. In it, Karra explores the harmonics of healing, where the frequency of an individual plays a part in the healing. She describes how she used harmonics with a guest we had visiting that was having a split within her upper and lower self that needed to be brought closer into alignment. She demonstrates as well by using a Tibetan singing bowl that everything has a frequency. You can follow our online transcript, the link below, of our homepage, centerforascension.org, or please subscribe if you want at the end of this video to be alerted to future channeling sessions, editorials from Karra and myself, and lessons from the Center for Ascension. And now, the Harmonics of Healing.
Okay. Do we have questions, or am I just going to sit here and orate for a while?
No, I've got a few. But I don't want to take up all of them.
Go ahead, Russ.
I'll with you instead. Karra, the healing that we did with Paulette and Suntar in a verbal form,
Yeah.
as to bring the two together. And what actually happened and how did it pick itself up?
Well, what actually happened was that we took one vibrational frequency and brought it up, and took the other vibrational frequency and brought it down so that they matched. The problem that Paulette was having is the fact that Suntar was vibrating at a higher frequency than Paulette was. So we had to bring and match them so that they evened out and worked together instead of vibrating totally differently.
Now, is Paulette going to need another healing?
From time to time, yes, but not that often.
Not that often.
Just words will be of tremendous support.
And this has to do with what she calls her bipolar energy.
That is correct.
It is the same thing we're talking about.
Is that you have energy at one level and energy at another level, you have to bring them together so they're no longer split. By bringing them in sync and harmony together, you create a harmonic frequency that resonates out of the body between the entity and the physical, and it vibrates together in tune. For example, if Russ was to hum at one note, and I was to hum at another note, see, they don't sound good, do they? One is higher and one is lower. If we were to hum the same note on the count of 3, 2, 1, see, our notes are pretty close together.
Yeah, it's more pleasing to the ear.
That is correct. Now imagine that on a physical and spiritual level. The fact that you have one at a high frequency and one at a low frequency. It is bound to cause some problems because it is not harmonic. So by bringing them into a harmonic alignment, right, what happens? The instrument is tuned, and it is pleasant to hear to both parties, and therefore it works much better.
So right now, Paulette is harmonically balanced.
Correct, with some parts.
This goes back to what Kiri and I were talking about concerning harmonics and the matching of frequencies.
But it's not only just on a physical and spiritual level. Harmonics play a much bigger and more important role than people realise. I'm not fully versed on the engineering side. You'd have to ask Miss Mischievous that is standing on our hands at the moment.
Well then, using the spiritual and physical harmonics, a healer can heal themselves.
Yes, and other people. You have to be sensitive to other harmonic frequencies of individuals. Everybody has a different harmonic frequency. Some people are very close together and other people are quite far apart. Somebody that irritates you for no reason whatsoever has a totally different harmonic frequency that is irritating.
Okay, now one further step.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gifted healer
Yes.
to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Does this say that I'm unconsciously sensitive to people's harmonics? Is
Yes.
why I can heal them?
Right, you have the ability, as most healers do, to fluctuate your harmonic frequency. You can go from a high frequency to a low frequency. There are some people that you can't help due to the fact that their harmonic frequencies are too far out of your range either way. They're either too high or too low. For example, that gentleman that you work with, if my report is correct, if she stays upright, there's a gentleman that you work with that you find that you get on with, but he's very irritating. And the problem there is that his frequency is too far away for you to match. That's why you get on well with most people, is that you have that frequency that you can adjust and match to match their frequency.
Okay. And I do that unconsciously.
It's a built-in program that makes you feel comfortable that you've had from an early age. When you're very young, you're isolated from other people's harmonics and their frequencies. But as you get older, you get opened up, and if at the right age you learn how to get on with a lot of people by adjusting your frequency, then you continue to do that through the rest of your life. The more exposure that you have to other people at an early age, the easier it becomes.
Okay, that explains something then. Because when I was a small boy, I always kind of hung around with older people.
Mm-hmm.
I always did.
Well, again, older people have a lower harmonic resonance level than younger people.
Mm-hmm.
As younger people have higher pitched voices,
Mm-hmm.
they also have higher pitched frequencies.
Okay.
The older you get, the lower the note drops. Some people don't lose this frequency. They stay at a high frequency and they burn incredibly bright, very active, very boisterous, very much like a child in their boisterousness.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, in an adult form, this is because their frequencies are very high. In a lower frequency, an individual can achieve a much greater range of experiences and abilities. A high frequency tends to burn an individual out.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Glad I can help. Next question?
Does light, pure light, have a harmonic frequency?
Everything has a harmonic frequency.
Everything.
Everything. Let me show you. Handle, please. Okay.
I always thought that was an aluminum pedestal. Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to your conventional, but I had no idea it was a Himalayan singing bowl. Until Mark told me about it, which was just recently.
Okay, the same thing can be accomplished with a wet finger on a crystal glass.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you, Terry.
You betcha.
Needs to be polished.
Here.
It's also been damaged here. Oh well. That works just as well.
Yeah, there's a good ring to it.
Yes, but that has a harmonic frequency also.
This is, I think this is why bells are cast.
Mm-hmm.
They're not machined, they're cast.
Right. And that's because it is easier to achieve the harmonic frequency necessary.
And by changing the properties of the metals, change the tone of the bell.
Correct. And it is the same with people. Change the individual slightly, and you change their frequency. We have just had a revelation, have we not, Mr. Healer?
Do what?
You've just had a revelation, did you not?
More or less.
Back to my question about light.
Yes, it does have a frequency. It does have harmonics. It is so high pitched that bright light not only hurts the eyes, but hurts the ears as well.
A little bit better than what you gave me before.
And the darker the light, the deeper the mood.
Correct.
It's the same with colors.
Correct. Colours have frequency.
The darker the color, the deeper the mood.
Mm-hmm. For example, this is black, is it not?
That is
Yeah.
black.
You cannot get much darker than that. What does black suggest?
Funerals.
For me, it represents sincerity, professionalism.
Right.
Absence of light.
See, all different definitions, but all of them, all those comments suggest that something a little bit is darker. Not dark as in negative, but as in void of light, as well as it.
There are very, very few people that have seen ultimate darkness.
True.
I have.
Yeah, pitch black.
Pitch black where you cannot see
I
here.
see that.
You have? Okay. There are very few people that have us.
Mm-hmm.
In the mines, when you turn off your headlamp, it's ultimate darkness.
Okay. Any more questions for me?
Mm-hmm. And the question of, we're working right now with elixirs
Mm-hmm.
and harmonics and elixirs.
Mm-hmm.
The color of the stone that we use in the elixir matches a frequency.
Okay.
If we match a sound to that color with experimentation,
Mm-hmm.
what happens to the elixir?
I would take away from the learning lesson, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions? Because we have,
2 takes.
okay. But, we need to be wrapping up this part.
Thank you.
No problem at all.
Thank you very much.